very good evening to you, and thank you for joining us on Atlantic Television Network Press Roundtable. Press Roundtable is a convergence of media practitioners who dissect news and current affairs to provide the right balance. And today on Press Roundtable, we will be discussing first in Rivers State, man arrested for defiling underage boy. Education, Ilori expels rusticate 19 students. And in Lagos State, we have police arrest wanted fake soldier. In Kebbi, government residents loot rice from government palliatives warehouse. When we come back from this short break, I'm going to introduce the guests we have for this evening. Stay tuned.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Right, I'm glad to have you back on Atlantic Television Network. The program is Press Roundtable. This evening I have Raymond Ken Mbata as my guest, together with Kingsley George Papamie. Good evening, good to have you today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you joined me today. My name is Angel Ngokoma. So this evening we're going to look at so many stories. First of all, we are going to look at the one that happened in Rivers State, members of a local vigilante group in the Oku Jago community in Transamadi, Port Harcourt, River State, have arrested Chagozi Opara, a suspected homosexual. He was apprehended on Sunday night for allegedly having carnal knowledge of an underage boy. A resident of the area told ATN crew that the man, who is in his 40s, said he worked with a security company in Port Harcourt and usually lured his unsuspecting victims with food and snacks into his house before defiling them. The source, who spoke on condition of anonymity, said during interrogation by the vigilante, the man confessed that he is a homosexual and that he had been perpetrating the act while he was living in Lagos State before relocating to Port Harcourt 2 years ago. It was gathered that luck ran out on him when he was making out with one of his victims who was screaming in his room, and the noise attracted residents of the area who alerted the vigilante group. The source said one of the vigilantes narrated how they picked the suspect, saying he lured the boy into his house and was doing the thing and the boy was screaming. So that was how they called our vigilante, quote, attention, and we went there and broke into the house and saw them, the man and his victim. That night, he said, we took him and handed him over to the police. He is in the police custody now. Meanwhile, a video seen by our correspondent showed that the moment the vigilante and some residents were interrogating the suspect, who confessed to the committing the crime, the man, who said he hails from Imo State, said, this particular boy, I knew him from where I am doing security work at the JDP roundabout along Odile Road in Port Harcourt, River State. Now, from the video, the suspect, who sat on the floor, has some bruises on his face from slaps he received for refusing to speak initially. A second video seen by our correspondent showed the victim speaking to the vigilante, though he was not audible when asked how long the man had been making out with him. When contacted, the spokesperson of the State Police Command, Grace Iringe Koko, confirmed the incident, saying the suspect, who is already in custody, would be prosecuted. Iringe Koko, a superintendent of police, stated, yes, I can confirm the incident. The suspect has been arrested and is presently in our custody. Investigation is ongoing. The matter has been transferred to the State Criminal and Intelligence Department, and she said, we will ensure that the suspect is prosecuted. Now we're talking about a man arrested for defiling underage boy in River State, and of course I don't know why these adults, like full-fledged men, knowing the implications and knowing that he will be prosecuted when caught, will be involved in defiling a young boy like that. This story is quite nauseating because anything that has to do with homosexual, and this is why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. But now we've seen that this vigilante group has apprehended this boy right now, and I think coming from me, I just want to say I think the good measure has to be, taken in order to make sure he serves as a deterrent to other people, and he should be prosecuted. So I feel nauseated about it. I just want to talk about it. Let me start from you, Mr. Kingsley George Popomio. This is a homosexual issue. This is a very huge issue, and this guy has really confirmed to the crime that he really committed the crime by defiling a young boy. He met him in River State. What can you say about this whole incident right now?
Yes, I think we are guided by law. That man would not pretend to say that he is ignorant of the law. Okay, that's the first thing that you should know, because everybody is subject to the overriding claims of the law. The reason why I'm introducing the law is that whatever thing that a man, whatever offense that a man commits, it should be measurable to a certain degree of punishment. All right? If it is seen to be very, very detrimental to the society. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. There are certain things that we need not to hear especially at this time that economic hardship is everywhere, and people are thinking about, putting their homes in order and make things better for people and to support people, make things, make their life better. We see a man who has lost passion on the society and is now a form of introducing something very, very, very abominable. It's an abomination. If we're talking about the society, it's an abomination, in fact. We need not to know or hear such serious consequences for doing this. Any person that hears of a man defiling a boy is an abomination.
What do you think will be responsible for this? Could it be background? Let me just go to you, Mr. Raymond Ken. But what do you think will be really responsible for this kind of action when they know that whenever they are caught, they will face the full wrath of the law? What I just want you to talk about in that angle.
Concerning the issue of the elderly man's homosexuality.
Exactly.
I think there are some reasons that could align for it, not excusing the act itself, but trying to explain it. Some of them, maybe what he is doing to that young boy right now, could have been something that has been done to him at that age. Because many a times, these people, they don't have a badge or a banner that you can really identify them by. And maybe he had been a victim of an elderly man also raping him in that instance. And he has seen himself like, I am nothing again. I have nothing of value in me again if I can be dehumanized in this manner. So I don't think I have any other thing to do other than do as such to other younger children. And I have a great sympathy for that young boy that he has also put through. Who knows, maybe he has already set in motion another rapist, another homosexual rapist. So that is why I think all these things sums up to what, like Elder George said, concerning the laws. Laws are meant to guide human interaction. I don't know where his parents were. I don't know where guardians were. But thank God at least he was caught in the act. But he has already put in motion. If that young boy is not giving counseling and giving adequate attention to be able to zero his mind out of that act that was done on him, he could be the next rapist to come.
But is there any way we can curb this in the society? Is there any way we can curb this so that either before, like the victim right now?
Yes,
yes. Is there any way we can? Is it just in the family circle or in the school system?
It is. What I'm trying to say about the government has to have the government should have the political will to give the people orientation on this. That is to say, in every institution, it should now be it should be seen like a scourge that must be eliminated. I don't know if it's by flyers, by broadcasting, by what do you call it, in the media, in fact, publications should be made so that people will get the proper and actual orientation and the consequences that is following it. Because if government is spending, they should spend on things that will improve the people's life, and give them values, as well as integrate them into the better society, than causing an abomination like this. Because this one now, just as you have said, is going to be like a rolling ball. Because he's now from where he came from, Lagos. From Lagos, where he came from, he came with this act, and he's introduced the River State. Who knows how far this thing has spread around?
And who knows how many persons
are involved in it. So the orientation is like something that is happening. Calling the government's attention to it, and for the government to make a strategic plan on how to curb this scourge. It must be the menace must be eradicated. Otherwise, it's going to spread around and go into our schools and pollute our children. So the earlier the better. It's very important that government must take detail of this information. Since I'm very glad that it's with the Criminal Investigation Bureau, and they are going to come up with a report that will help the government, actually, especially the justice system. Okay. The criminal justice system. This is a criminal offense. So in the criminal justice system, we want to see them come up with a strategy that government can follow to give the people orientation and then curb the menace.
Then what about the family circle? I think the parents has, talking about Raymond, I think parents and guardians, they also have a duty, they have a responsibility in putting their children through in case they see stuff like that that is coming, you know, either in the school, anywhere, peer pressure at workplace, and or maybe when they are alone with their peers as well.
I think it still boils down to the parents and also the church and also the school. Yes. They should have all this in sexual education at the right age, because be that as it may, if these people learn it from the wrong sources, they are going to operate from the wrong sources. But if per se, just as they teach young girls that you're getting to the age when you're starting seeing your menses, you start getting male attention. This is how you behave. This is how you act. This is when you do such. This is when you don't do such. So the male child has been neglected. Yes. The male child doesn't have any guidance. It's just as let the breeze, let the wind take care of you. And you know, if that young boy had gotten this information on this sexual education, because first of all, you have to understand that this is an antisocial behavior. Of course. It does not promote family life. No.
It does not.
It does not promote recreation. It does not promote love between men and women. It is an antisocial behavior. If that young boy knew a little bit about these things, even when that man was trying to buy him things to draw him, to lure him closer, he would have said, they have been told this in church, I've been told this in school,
he will resist it.
I've been told this at home.
Then he will not have the moral standing to resist.
Resist.
Exactly.
They should reinstitute proper sexual education.
In school?
Yes. Even before they get to secondary school.
Yes.
I mean, as at primary 4, primary 5, don't think that they are not, what do they know? They know a lot. Some of these young kids
and they also, parents, both teachers, the government, they also have the responsibility of telling them the health implications of it. You know, where you have the cancer of the anus.
Yes.
And you know, you have cancer, and a lot of people have really died.
Talk of the addiction that is attached
exactly.
to it. You understand? And you are now in a country where it is not recognized as maybe they are dreaming that, because this thing is accepted in some European countries and in some American countries, in some American states, that means that one day they recognize it. No, it is not part of human nature. No. It's a subversive human nature.
Yes.
You get the point. So I think that they should start reinvigorating sexual education from the late primary schools to the early secondary schools, and even follow up towards there, because I think that it is damaging the lives and psyche of young men nowadays. Many of them, I'm very sure, many of them did not choose to be homosexuals. They were first raped into it.
Yes.
Just like this young boy now.
By older men
because the tendency of him growing up to become one is there. Exactly. There is 50% chance.
Because there is always that, is it me? Upon every man that is in this world, all the young boys in this world, it's me that they chose to do this thing to. That means that God doesn't like me. That means that my life is worthless. And he now wants to channel that wrong energy into the other younger ones that he now sees. Who knows how many the man has done that to? Who knows how many of them will also do that to? So we should start being proactive and not waiting until damage has been done before we start.
Okay. All right. Having said that, we want to look at how the stories are coming from University of Ilorin. The University of Ilorin has expelled and rusticated 19 students, including 6 final year students of the institution, for their alleged involvement in various offences. The Director of Corporate Affairs of the institution, Mr. Kunle Kogun, in a statement of Monday said the approval of expulsion and rustication of the affected students by the Vice Chancellor, Mr. Wahab Wolesan, was sequel to the recommendations of the Students' Disciplinary Committee at its 220th and 221st meeting. He said that the affected students were penalized for offenses ranging from, listen very carefully, misconduct, theft, examination malpractice, hostile bed space, racketeering, and extortion, beating a fellow student, admission racketeering, extortion, and assault. He added that penalties for the offenses committed by the students included rustication for either one semester or one academic session, including outright expulsion. The affected students were in various academic levels, such as 100 level, 200, 300, and 400 levels, he stated. Now, if you see the banner headlines there, Education and Ulilori expels, rusticate 19 students. You know, they expels one because of crimes ranging from theft, ranging from assault, ranging from. But I'm asking, let me start from you, Papa Mie. Do you think it's really warrant total expulsion? Because I know you expel them because they assault, they have other, means of putting them in check.
Actually, looking at our educational system, you will agree with me that the continuous decadence, that is corrupting the educational system is not giving a good result at all. What we see is a very bad one, and for students who were sent to study in their institution and they have resorted to violence and civil disturbances by not giving others freedom. The freedom they get, they don't give to other students. Means that they could not stay on campus because they are not making any value to the institution. What the institution needs is values. How can students keep the values of the institution? And if the Senate of the university has taken such decision, I think it's final. To me, it's final. Because good moral behavior is part of the attestation to the degree that will be awarded you. And if your conduct in the institution is not what do I say? It's not commendable. Okay. It becomes a total failure to their efforts, in fact, because so much of the lecturers who have keep the midnight light to make sure that their lectures and the academic activities are met.
But in a situation whereby,
could not have allowed you to, violate their rules.
Okay, that's good. But in a situation where they were not giving prior warning before expelling them, that's the angle I want to look at it. Right now.
You are talking about following a process or a procedure.
Exactly.
Because when somebody commits an offense, first of all,
you give a warning, you give a query, then you issue a warning, explain why you should engage. Yes. And once the conduct continues, then I think it's going to lead to expulsion.
I think we have to look at the degree of the offense.
Okay.
The offenses that must have committed, because for Senate to have sat down in the midst of professors, pro-academic professors and other professors in various fields of education or educational endeavor, sitting down together and brainstorming on such issues, and to have come out with such decisions, you must know that the offenses are grievous. They are grievous to the extent that the students can no longer, be on campus because they have to look into the safety of other students. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, now let me go over to you, Mr. Raymond Mbata. So what can you say about this?
I think that fair enough, the Senate has to do what they have to do.
Okay.
Because that is why they were instituted. That every student should be sound in both learning and in both character. Yes, but at the same time, I also think that anyone who has a hammer, everything looks to him like a nail. I think the school, I've seen the crimes they committed.
Okay.
Yes, it's not that they are not punishable, but I think expulsion, is going extreme. I'm not saying that they cannot or they are not wise in their decisions, but most of those kids are in their phase. They are in different phases of their life. They are in adolescence going into young adulthood phases. I think an active, to add with what they are doing, an active counseling section should be in place. There are some of them that do not really have this in them to really want to be deviant and cantankerous per se. Yes, if there are those that with their wisdom that they can find out that let us give so and so person a second chance. But be that as it may, it doesn't still remove from any decision they've
exactly
taken already.
and even the Senate
I support their decisions.
And the Senate could also decipher the individuals who have this natural propensity to commit crimes, because there are once you know when someone has that natural propensity to commit heinous crime, fighting, even cultism and all of that.
I even think that even before matriculation, there should be a one-on-one interview. There are those that if they have a one-on-one interview,
that's student affairs.
Yes, with student affairs. It's easy to pinpoint them out and even watch them closely, and you see those ones that are the real issues. But there are some of them that is peer pressure, or maybe circumstances beyond their control as at then, or maybe lack of knowledge. I do not still support what the students that we are infringed, that did this infringement did. I'm not supporting of what they did. I am not still saying that what the Senate did was wrong. That in other subsequent occasions, I think that I like being proactive in anything we do.
Yeah.
Let us have also, because some of them can turn out to be bright students. They can prove themselves. They can decide that no, I really was given a chance. This chance I was given, I have to make very good use of it. You get so, but be that as it may, those that have been punished have been punished. But we should not all look at everything as a nail because we have a hammer at hand. That's my submission.
All right. I think I love your submission. They have to really look into the matter. Not just expulsion is not really the best, but I think they have to issue them warning, before the matriculation, like you said, Raymond. But I think it's very nice for them to have an interface, one-on-one discussion to know who is who and who should be admitted and who should be cautioned, I think. But now we want to embark on a little short break. When we come back, we take other stories.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history,
We are one people, all of us.
leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
All right, glad to have you back on Atlantic Television Network, and the program is Press Roundtable. Now we want to look at the stories that are coming from Lagos. The Lagos State Police Command has arrested a man simply identified as Femi Balogun for allegedly parading himself as a sergeant in the armed forces at Fatbol Estate in the Ijegu Isheri area of Lagos State. ATN gathered that the incident occurred at about 10 minutes past 3 on Saturday, that's in the evening time. It was also learned that the fake soldier was apprehended by the police while conducting. It was also learned that the alleged fake soldier was apprehended by the police while conducting a patrol around the Fatbol area estate. A police source told our correspondent that the suspect had claimed to be a sergeant in the armed forces. Other than that, He was taken into custody based on a security arrangement with the military guard commander watching over the pipeline in Ijododo. There was an arrest of a suspected fake member of the armed forces on March 30, 2024 at about 15:10 hours during a routine visibility patrol along Fakbul Estate in Jebgu, Isheri, Oshun, and the patrol team apprehended a man, one Sergeant Major Femi Balogo in full military uniform, suspected to be a fake soldier. As you can see him there, he was arrested at the station and a security agreement reached with the military guard commander guarding the pipeline in Ijododo and was immediately sent for them to come to identify the suspect. When contacted, the State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hondin confirmed the incident to our correspondent. Benjamin noted that the suspect admitted to the crime, other that he had been on the military's wanted list before the arrest. He said he was confirmed fake on interrogation. He also confessed to the crime, and the military confirmed that he has been on their wanted list. Now, ATN reported that the Lagos State Police Command has arrested 4 people for allegedly parading themselves as army officers at Aina Street, Oshodi, and other parts of Lagos State on February 19, 2024. ATN exclusively gathered on Wednesday from a police source that the quartered of Ben Okafor, Dalentini Henacho, Jonathan Yahya, and Mohammed Umar were nabbed following sting operations across the state. I know you really listen very closely to that story. This is the police, they nabbed a fake soldier. They arrested him in Lagos. Now my question is now, how will someone, this guy has been on the wanted list of the military. They've been looking in search of him. They've been searching for him because he's been parading himself as a fake soldier, and he has his temerity to still wear the uniform and say that he is just from the military. Not as in, are we playing in Nigeria? Let me talk to you, let me come to you, Papa Me. What can you say about this fake soldier being named? Quite, first of all, I commend the government for fishing him out.
Yes.
Because it's not really easy to fish someone out who boldly will put on the uniform with audacity like that and come out parading himself in the estate.
Yes, I think, first of all, if we look at the activity of the man, it's a security threat. It's a security threat in the sense that he has sent a signal that he could join or form a military of his own to come against the armed forces of this country. Because wearing the uniform means that you are either with them or you are against them. I don't know whether you understand. You are either with them or you're against them. So if it's not in their list, then it's against them. Of course, the police will make a lot of investigation, but the most consequent area is that will the military try him with their decree? I don't know. And their martial law, or is going to be tried with civil law? I don't know what I understand.
Okay.
And also, it's also a criminal law. In the first place, at the secondary stage, it's a criminal law.
Because but this is outright. This is impersonation.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
So impersonation has to be treated with.
The uniform is wearing, it's a security uniform.
Okay.
Then, since it's against it, it's a threat.
Okay.
To them, because it's either it can enter into any of the camps. You will not be identified. I don't understand me, and make certain investigation and give to the enemy camp. I don't know where it's coming from. So. It should be properly investigated in the first place for government to for both the military and the police to get further investigations, because they must trace where he's coming from and where he has been and where he normally stays to put all this act together, because it's abominable, all right, to our society. And so that they could get information on how to put up measures to enable the public know how to give information to our security forces. I don't understand me.
Okay.
The people need to give information to our security forces. So it will all depend on what is coming out of their investigation. So that will be the message. That is what we are looking for. This is what we want from the society. If there's any information, if there's anything that you find in your environment regarding so and so person, so and so way that they are, please give us information. And then you give them the contact. They will do that.
Okay, okay. Now, Mr. Raymond, please, what's your take on this man, this fake soldier who had this guts, this boldness to be in, he was arrested in the station at the power plant in Ijeododo. Okay, what can you say about this?
First of all, I commend the police patrol.
Okay.
Because it was through the patrol, through the estate, that they discovered that. And I think that there will be a lot of crimes that will be nipped in the bud if the police adopts that measure as they did before they got in contact with this impersonator. On the other hand, I also want the military authorities to also look into where he got, how he got access to the uniform he's wearing. Because in Nigeria, we have one of the deepest respects for men of the armed forces. Not only the army, both the navy, both the police, both the paramilitaries. There's this deep trust we have for the armed forces. And if he, knowing that and took advantage of that uniform, he could have kidnapped anybody.
Oh.
Yes. He could have arrested anybody. And they will follow him without even asking who he is.
Yes.
Because they've seen a symbol of national authority on him. And you know that you do not need to tempt our people so much, so up to the point where they now start denigrating that uniform, because they say, oh, is he not the other man that came the other day? And he did, and nobody cautioned him, and nobody did anything about it.
They will emulate it.
Yes, so we have to be, I'm calling on the military authorities to make sure that they look into how he got those uniforms and make sure they nip that in the bud and make sure it is not easy for a non-military personnel that is not in active duty to have access to that uniform in order to save the life of civilians who have deepest respect for men of the armed forces. And secondly, he is also to be tried after the court-martial in the military. He also has civil cases to bear in the civilian courts.
It's a criminal case.
It's a criminal case also.
Because he has gone into terrorism.
Yes, yes.
Where are you coming from?
Yes,
where are you taking?
There's an ulterior motive for him wearing that. It was not because he was feeling cold. He wasn't feeling cold.
He wasn't feeling cold,
It wasn't because he wanted to be warm.
Exactly.
You get the point. So they should...
That means you're calling for a proper investigation into the matter.
Yes, because it could unravel other people like him that are doing
exactly.
the same
Maybe
thing
he
like
has
him.
a team.
Or there's a racket, something. So
somewhere.
Yes, they should not stop on just getting him and locking him up and release him later.
Information.
No,
information.
They should dig deeper so that they can secure the lives of the people and let the sanctity of that uniform be reinstated and restored.
Okay, all right, thank you so very much. Thank you, Mr. Raymond, and you, Papa May, calling on the federal government to make sure that proper investigation and interrogation is carried out so that it could serve as a deterrent to other people who could be parading with our security uniform, the army, which is very, very important. So they have to really make investigation to carry it out so that they will make sure that disciplinary measures are being given to this individual. It's a criminal offense, it's a civil offense, so many offenses is being attached to it. Now let's go to Kebbi State. What is happening in Kebbi State? Residents of Kebbi State in northern Nigeria took matters into their own hands on Saturday night as they stormed a government warehouse in Birnin Kebbi, the state capital, and looted food items including rice. As you can see, these young men carrying bags of rice on their heads. The incident, which occurred in the Bayan Kara area, saw looters overpowering security forces and breaking into private facilities to steal essential food items. The incident in Kebbi State follows the one happening in Suleja. Okay. The looting has been linked to challenging economic conditions resulting from the removal of petrol subsidies and the floating of the naira. Muhammadu Gwandangwanji, chairman of the Bayan Kara Market Food Vendors Association, expressed dismay over the looting, revealing that after the government palliative were looted, the youth broke into the stores belonging to his members, taking sacks of food items whose value is yet to be quantified. He lamented that the presence of armed policemen and soldiers did not deter the looters, who even retaliated with tear gas against the police. Ahmed Idris, Chief Press Secretary to the Governor Nasir Idris, described the incident as unfortunate. He explained that the looted food items were part of those purchased by the state government for distribution to the people. Other than that, measures had been taken to secure the warehouse against future incidents. The hoodlums had earlier attacked the consignment of food items that was brought to the state for distribution to the people by Dangote before going to the government warehouse to loot it. Such incident has never happened in Kebbi before, he said. The food items they looted are part of the foodstuffs purchased by the state government for distribution to the people of the state. Government has procured and distributed assorted grains worth over 5 billion naira in over 200 trucks. It is unfortunate those who broke into the warehouse had gone there to steal that what belongs to people of the state, he added. Now, I hope you listen to this. This is the government. They use their money to make the purchases of these food items and rights. And now it's been looted by the residents of the area. They looted it. And then, what can you say about this? And they said it's because of hunger, because of the economic situation happening in the state. And now, they were not even afraid of the soldiers. They were not afraid of the police people in patrol. They were not afraid of those. But in their face, they kept looting. So does it mean that there's no security? There's no the security was not beefed up or what?
Well, this actually, if we look at the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, they have the right to survival. All right? They have the right to what? Survival, because it has come to the stage where we are looking at human beings struggling to make life better. They are struggling to make life better. And you won't blame them, because an hungry man, of course, is an angry man. And he will look for every avenue that is possible to survive. But on the other way around, if government had procured this food items before now, why keep it? It's a good it's a good measure of giving support to families. I think because of the fact that maybe the distribution was over-delayed, not only delayed, over-delayed. That's why some people went and revealed information to people who they feel has a boldness to go in there to loot that place. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so. I don't know whether you understand me. Somebody else leaked the information because the time maybe is overdue. It's overdue that these people need this thing and it's not getting to them. It's not actually that they are hungry. It's overdue and people have to act. I don't know yes, because they got information that something has arrived. It has been there 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. They are not seeing what is happening. Before you know, there will be a setup. Because people must show their grievances over what you do. So government, I think since government is involved, they should make it available. No matter people are losing, they should make for provision for other people and ensure that those that deserve it get it. Because if people have come out openly to demonstrate their situation, you don't need the CCR to come and interpret it for you. What you need to do is to look for the solution and ensure that the well-being of the people is guaranteed. That's why, first of all, mention universal declaration of human rights, because it must be guaranteed that these people will survive. They will not die.
Okay. And let me just go to you, Mr. Ken, Raymond Ken. But what do you have to say about these looters?
I think, first of all, let's not call them looters.
Okay, we don't want to.
No,
we want
because
to remove
we have a peculiar situation.
Okay.
There's a peculiar situation.
Okay.
If there was food in the land,
okay,
and this act happened, then you can hit the gavel with the full force that the gavel comes with. But be that as it may, let us say that it is misgovernance and greed on the part of those that we are giving a charge of those stores. If that store that was looted was actually for the people, why delay that long if it wasn't to be converted for personal purposes? Secondly, who knows when that storage has been there? Is it maybe during the COVID-19 period? Because I know there are very, very heartless government officials that have still kept COVID-19 stores in they are still securing COVID-19 stores up till now. Who knows whether it was for the one that Buhari sent? Who knows whether it's the one that President Tinubu has sent? And up till now, people are starving, and these stores are filled with food in the midst of hunger. I think, first of all, those that we are giving charge over these storages should be brought to book. If the people found out wherever or however they found out that there was food in these places, then that food was not a private property. It was no private person's house was encroached in for these things to go to.
Yeah, because if they have distributed it immediately, hence they said it's for the people.
I mean, there's nothing
is there any reason why they will go there to loot?
You can't loot
because they didn't do the needful.
Yes, and that is to show the inhumanity of man to his fellow man. You see this kind of suffering around there, and the government have sent, in fact, even Dangote sent some of those foodstuffs. Yes, he, in his own mind, he has done his bit to secure lives and property. He has done his bit to conquer hunger in those climes. And the people that we are giving caretaking of that place to share to everybody decided to keep it. When eyes are gone out of it, you can now sell it for a pittance and use it to put in private pockets.
Wow.
At the expense of hungry people. I think even right now we are beginning to see that even plus the dollar and the exchange and all that, people are not even making it easier for their fellow human beings. I mean, there was a radio personality that was saying that I went to buy fish, Bolian fish, and the fish itself, I mean, one part of the fish is 2,000 naira. And he asked, how much is the full fish? How much did you buy one full fish? That you're selling just the head or just the tail for me?
For 2,000.
We should stop that inhumanity in Nigeria. We should have that compassion for those, because, you know, it gets to the point that even the fat and the wealthy will be food for those that are hungry. I know it will not get to that point, but we should also still have that compassion for those that are less privileged, those that do not have access to be able to take care of themselves in situations like this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so very much. I just want to appreciate the both of you, you know, for coming here. Papa, you really done wonderful. I think I love your submission, and you, Raymond Ken, Raymond Ken, I'm so sorry. Okay, I think I love your submission. We're going to do this the same time next week. Dear viewer, we thank you so very much for joining us. You can stay connected on Atlantic Television socials. You can follow and like our page on our Twitter. We have Atlantic TV Net. On our Facebook and YouTube, we have Atlantic Television Network. We have also Instagram and on TikTok Atlantic TV Network 1. You can also watch us live on StarTimes on channel 194. We have our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. We have our app, ATN Live, on YouTube and Facebook, Atlantic Television Network. ATN Press Roundtable, we provide the right narrative in news narration. At 9 o'clock, we shall be coming up with the global news, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Please do stay tuned. I am Angel. At the same time, thanking the crew that work with us this evening, urging you to please stay tuned and enjoy the news at 9 o'clock.